Hello, good morning. I welcome you all to School at 5. And in this particular lesson, we've got these important questions that I want to discuss with you. So these are the questions that are falling under organic chemistry. So we are going to answer them together. I just want us to revise through these so that if they are to come in an exam, we are able to answer some of these important questions that are here. So these are the questions that I want you people to know. These are the questions that I want you people to understand. So let's see how we are going to answer these particular questions. Thank you so much for connecting. Thank you so much for joining me. So this is School at 5. So we are here to revise through some of these questions together. Those of you under my online lessons, don't forget to write these questions. This is as part of our revisions. So I'm here to prepare you for your exams. So let's see how we are going to answer some of these questions. So I've got good questions that I just want us to revise through together. And don't forget that even as we get to revise through together, I'll be asking you some questions. I see if people will be following. So these are the questions. The first question here, we are given a study the following sequence reactions below. So wants to follow this sequence. So we are told that glucose changes to ethanol, and ethanol changes to ethene. Ethene changes to what? Polyethylene. This is what we are given. So this is what we are given. This is something that you need to know. This is something that you need to understand. So these are the questions that you get to find under organic chemistry. These are some of the important questions that you need to get and understand. So I just want us to revise through them together. We see how we can answer these particular questions. So the first thing that we are told here is where we are able to see a glucose changing to ethanol, ethanol changing to ethene, then ethene definitely is being made to what? Polyethylene. These are processes that get to happen. These are processes that we get to see. So I want you to understand this. I want you to know how everything is happening. The first question is saying, what name is given to the process by which glucose changes to ethanol? So glucose changing to ethanol, what is the name of the process? So I don't know if it's my network, but I can't hear what you are saying. Are we able to hear somebody to confirm? Is this the same with everyone, or we are able to hear? So somebody to confirm, are you able to hear my voice? Somebody to confirm, are we able to hear my voice? Any person who is able to hear my voice, somebody confirm quickly. Somebody to confirm, are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Somebody to confirm quickly. Somebody to confirm. Somebody to confirm. Are you able to hear my voice? Are you able to hear my voice? Or it's the same with everyone? Okay. We are able to. I think it's your network, madam. People are able to hear me. People are able to hear me. So this is the first question that is given here. What name is given? So what is the name? We are discussing these things together. What name is given to the process by which glucose changes to ethanol? So let's answer this particular question. We are devising through these questions together. So what name is given by which glucose changes to ethanol? What is the name? I want to hear your answers. What is the name? So what do we call the process by which this one changes to ethanol? What is the name? What is the name? Let me see your comments. Let me see your comments. Let me see your answers. Let me see your answers. What do we call this process? Ethanol, glucose changing to ethanol. Glucose changing to an alcohol called ethanol. What is the name of this process? So before you go any further, So it is called, I can see answer here, esterification. Okay, esterification. Okay. How about you? Another person, according to you, what is the answer? According to you, just we are here to discuss answers. So according to you, what is the answer? I can see an answer here. Somebody has said esterification. Okay, this is also good. According to you, what is the answer? What is the answer? What is the answer? Fermentation. Okay, I can see two answers. Fermentation. So what you need to know and understand is this. This part is falling under something that we get to call making of alcohols. So we get to term it as making of what? Making of alcohols. So this is something that you need to get and understand. Making of what? Alcohols. So for alcohols to be made, there are two processes that you need to know and understand. So I want you to get this. For alcohol to be made, there are two important processes that you need to get and understand. The first process is what we call, so I just want us to revise through this. The first process is called hydration. It is called what? Hydration of ethene. Have you seen hydration of what? Ethene. This is a process that you need to know and understand. Hydration of ethene. So under hydration of ethene, what gets to happen is that ethene reacts with steam, so that an alcohol called what? So this ethene will react with what? Will react with steam. So when it reacts with the steam, what is produced here is an alcohol called ethanol. So this is the process. So if a question comes in an exam, what is the name of the process by which ethene reacts with the steam to produce an alcohol? It is called what? Hydration of ethene. This is the name of the process. So I want you to understand this. So we've got two ways in which an alcohol can be made. Like I told you, I'm not only teaching you how to answer these questions, but these questions should give you an idea on how to go about other questions. So questions can come in so many ways, and this is what I'm doing. So I've told you one process here. Whenever I want to make alcohols, there's what we call hydration of ethene. This is to tell you that ethene, these are hydrocarbons, to be specific. This one is an alkene. So when an alkene reacts with the steam, an alcohol is produced. This is what you need to understand. An alcohol is what is produced. And for this to happen, you discover that they must happen under a certain catalyst. So the catalyst that should be present is what we are calling immobilized phosphoric 5 acid. This is what you need to understand. Phosphoric 5 acid must be present and the temperature of 300. So 300 degrees and phosphoric what? Acid. So this must be present for this to take place. Aside this now, I want you to understand this. I want you to know this now. So another way in which we can make alcohols, this is now an answer to this particular question. So another way where we can make this alcohol, which is ethanol, is by a process we are calling what? Fermentation process. So this is an answer to this. There's something we call fermentation. So fermentation, you need to know it. So the way this gets to happen is that when yeast ferment sugar, ethanol and carbon dioxide are formed as natural waste products. This is to tell you that when we get glucose, so when you get glucose here, when you ferment it, so when glucose is fermented, you discover that at the best temperature for this to happen is 37 degrees Celsius. These are very important. You need to make sure that you know them and understand them. So what gets to happen is that the base temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius, is needed for this to happen. And for this process, you discover that the reaction, this is the reaction that you need to know and understand. So what is a catalyst here? A catalyst that should be used is yeast must be present. Have you seen? Yeast must be used. So for this glucose, it is going to change to what? To an alcohol, which we are calling what? Ethanol is made. So ethanol is made plus what? Carbon dioxide. But here the main focus here is what we are just focusing on this. Glucose is changed to ethanol. By what process? Fermentation. So according to this, what is the answer? Name. What name is given to the process by which glucose changes to ethanol? The answer is what? Fermentation. Because it is fermentation that changes glucose to ethanol plus carbon dioxide. So these are the products. So if I tell you that under fermentation of alcohols, which is ethanol, under fermentation of ethanol, name the two products that are formed. These are the products that you need to know. These are the products you need to understand. Ethanol and carbon dioxide. We are done. I think I've explained these. We move to this other question. Name the enzyme responsible for this to happen. So they are telling you now that name the enzyme. Which enzyme is responsible for this type of a reaction to happen? Fermentation. Who can answer that? Who can tell us the enzyme that is needed for this particular reaction to take place? Who can tell us the answer? Somebody to try. I want us to keep trying. Who can tell us the answer? The enzyme. So those of you that are doing biology, these are questions that you need to take advantage of. So these are the type of questions that you need to take advantage of. So I can see somebody has commented. Somebody has commented here. This xylem. Okay. Yeah. Any person, according to you, what are your views? What are your views? What are your views? So you are answering according to your own views. According to you, what are your views? Your answers, this is just according to you. Yeast. So yeast is not an enzyme, but that works as one of the catalysts. So thank you so much for that answer. That's a good try. So, and we want to find an enzyme. In biology, we know what an enzyme is. I believe I can see Amares. Okay. People are trying. So, in biology, this is biology. We know that an enzyme, if we are to define what an enzyme is. So, you now discover that an enzyme, we are talking about a what? A biological catalyst. So an enzyme that is needed for this process to happen is what we are calling a zymes. This is an enzyme needed. So this is the name of the enzyme, zymes. So I don't know how you get to pronounce this, but this is how I get to pronounce it myself. So this is the enzyme needed for fermentation to take place. This is what you need to understand. Then they're telling you that what gas is produced during this process. What do you think is the answer here? So this question is very simple here. What gas is produced during this process? What is the name of the gas produced during this process? What is the name of the gas? What is the name of the gas? I'm just from giving you the reaction. So we know these things, we understand them. So let's make sure that we know them. Let's make sure that we understand this. So who can tell me the answer here? Who can tell me the answer? Who can tell me the answer here? What we are on this, what gas is produced? It is what? Carbon dioxide. That is the gas. Carbon what? Carbon dioxide. that is the gas that is produced. It is called what? Carbon dioxide. This is the gas that is produced. So that is the gas that is produced. We now move to another question. Hope you are able to see these questions. You are able to write them down. These are questions that can come even in an exam. These are questions that get to come. So you might not expect those questions that you want, okay, esters, okay, alcohols. No, questions can even come. So this question, you discover that it should be in 2016. If you try to check through past papers, came in 2016. So now, we now go to this question that is here, this one. Name the process and catalyst used to change ethene to polyethylene. I want somebody to answer this question. Name the process. What process changes? We go back to this. What process changes ethene to polyethylene? What process changes that? What is the name of the process? So what process changes that? So let me rub here. Let me rub this part. So we've dealt with this part. So let me rub this part so that we answer these questions that are down like this. So this is a question we are answering here. They are telling us that we name the process and catalyst used to change ethene to polyethylene. Somebody to tell me what is the name of the process that changes ethene to polyethylene. So whenever we are talking about polyethylene, another topic just comes in. What is that topic that comes in? So the topic that comes in are now called what? Are now called macromolecules. We are now talking about what? Polymerization. So the process that gets to be used, it is what we are now calling what? Polymerization. That is the process that is used. So the process here that changes this one to that, it is what we are calling what? Polymerization. It is called polymerization. You know that the alternative name for polymerization is what we get to call as what? Macromolecule. Have you seen? It is called macro what? Macromolecule. Macromolecule. These are some of the terms that you are supposed to know. These are some of the questions that you need to know and understand. So make sure that you know and understand this. So when I say that this is a polymer, so the other name for a polymer is called what? We get to call it as a macromolecule. It is just one and the same thing. So you now discover that there is an important part that you need to know under polymerization. There is an important part that you need to get, that you need to know. You now know that for this to happen, those of you that have been with me, you know the process and how everything gets to happen. So you now discover that whenever we are talking about macromolecules, you discover that macromolecules are in two. There's what we call natural macromolecules and synthetic, which is artificial macromolecules. So we've got two types. You need to know synthetic and natural. You need to know these two types. So now, whenever we are talking about a polymer, you know that a polymer is just a giant molecule that is made up of repeating units. So for this to happen, there are certain repeating units of ethene that should be present. That's when polyethylene is going to happen. This is what you need to get and understand. You now discover that these repeating units are what we are calling what? Monomers. We are calling them monomers. So monomers are repeating units that get to form a giant molecule. We are calling a polymer. This is a polymer. So a polymer is a giant molecule that is formed by joining small monomers together. So when small monomers, which are repeating units, are joined together, we get to form a large molecule. We are calling it a polymer. So when small molecules, like for these ones, when we join them, you discover that we are going to form ethene, when small repeating units of ethene are joined together, we get to form polyethene. This is what you need to understand. So the process I've told you, it is what? Polymerization. So you know now that polymerization is just a process in which compounds or repeating units is made into polymer. So when repeating units are made into polymer, that process is what we are calling what? Polymerization. So this is what you need to know. This is what you need to understand. So the process is called what? Polymerization. Now a catalyst, what catalyst is used now for this to happen? So the type of a catalyst that is used, maybe some people are just hearing this word for the first time. So the catalyst that is used, so the catalyst that is used for ethene to be changed to polyethene. This is the importance of revision. So the catalyst that we get to use is what we call at Zygra nata. So this is a catalyst that is used. This is the name of the catalyst that is used for ethene to be changed to polyethene. This is what you need to know and understand. So now we now move to the other question, this question that is down here. We move to this question. Draw the structure of polyethene with 3 repeating units. So this is another question here. They want you to draw the structure of what? Polyethene with 3 repeating units. What are these repeating units? It is what? Ethene now. So 3 repeating units. What you are going to do is this. This is what you are going to do. So you know that ethene is like this. This is what you are going to do. You put there hydrogen, there hydrogen, even there hydrogen. So this is a monomer plus another monomer. So 3 repeating units. This is what you are going to do. You do this, even there you do that, even there you are doing this. This is something that you are doing plus 3 repeating units like this. So these monomers, these small repeating units of what? Ethene. So when are joined together, we get to come up with a large molecule. We are going to call it polyethene, where we are going to break down these double bonds. So we are going to have something like this. 1, 2, 3. Have you seen like this? Then down here, we've got now hydrogens. The same way they are. Like this. I believe you know this. So this is the what? This is the structure with 3 repeating units. A structure is supposed to be like this. So this is what you need to know. This is something that you need to understand. So I just want you people to know this. I just want us to revise through some good questions together. How questions get to come in an exam. So this is something that you need to know and understand. This is something interesting. This is something that you need to get and understand in an exam if questions was to come. So these are ways that I want you to be used. I want you to know how to answer questions like this. So make sure that you know how to go about this. Make sure that you know how to answer questions even in an exam. So these are simple questions that we are supposed to take advantage of. Make sure that you take advantage of these questions. Make sure that you understand them clearly. Let us now go to other questions. So I just want us to go to other questions. I just want us to revise through. Like I've told you that in this particular lesson, I just want us to revise through some good questions together. So I just want us to revise through some good questions together. So I've got something like this. Those of you under my online lessons, make sure you are writing down these. Even those of you that are just participating, you are not under my online lessons. Let's make sure that all together we are revising through these things. We are revising through these. So even as I write down this, you are also writing down. So this one came in an exam. So you now this is a question saying the following. So make sure you write down this. Even as I'm writing down, you're also writing down. And I believe you're able to see this. The following reaction. So the following reaction shows the reactions. So it shows the reactions. It gets to show the reactions involving. So the reactions involving ethanol. This is something you need to understand. So it shows the reaction involving ethanol. We've got ethanol that is here. So if you've been revising through exam questions, you are going to agree with me. So you've got this thing here. Thank you so much for waking up. It is not easy to wake up at 05. It seems very easy like this if you are managing, but it is not easy. It takes sacrifice, and this won't be in vain. Make sure that we keep studying, we keep realize, we keep so this is a ethyl ethanoate. This is, I think we know this. Have you seen? This is what we want to answer. The first question here, they are telling us that name. So this one is 1, this one is 2. So name the reactions. They are telling you to name the reactions 1 and 2. On this one, you can't disappoint me. At least the previous question that we are from answering, I can bear with you that some questions are needed a bit of some involvement. But these ones, you can't disappoint me on this. So let us answer these ones. How can we answer these particular questions now? So they are telling us to name the reactions. So what is the name of the reaction by which ethanol is made to what? Ethanoic acid. What do we call this process? So what is the name of this process? Somebody to tell me what is the name of this process by which ethanol is made to ethanoic acid. What is the name of this process by which an alcohol changes to a carboxylic acid? What is the name of this? So what is the name of this reaction? Somebody to tell me. So somebody to tell me what is the name. I'm waiting for you people to comment. I'm waiting for you people to comment. I'm waiting for you to comment. What is the name? So you can't disappoint me on this one. These questions, we did them. Oxidation, somebody has commented oxidation. What is your answer? According to you, we are devising through these things together. The process by which an alcohol, this is ethanol, changes to ethanoic acid. What is the name of this? What is the name? We are revising through this. So questions can come in so many ways. It is called what? Oxidation. This is what I told you. It is called what? Oxidation reaction. It is called what? Oxidation. This is what I told you. So the process by which ethanol changes to ethanoic acid, this process is called what? Oxidation. And I told you how oxidation gets to happen. So we need to be able to answer questions that gets to come in an exam, just like this. The same way I'm answering them, this is how we are supposed to answer them. So this process is called what? Oxidation reaction. So there is something that I told you that we call oxidation of what? Alcohols. For example, a good example that we can pick. So if we are to say, okay, let me say I get what? I get this one that I'm calling what? I get methanol. So when I get methanol, react it with oxidation means you are reacting this with what? Oxygen, like this, to produce what we are calling a carboxylic acid. So a carboxylic acid is produced here. A carboxylic acid is produced. How does this occur? You know that we've got this is what? Methanol. So this is methanol. Methanol is just like this. So when this reacts with oxygen, what is being produced? This process is called oxidation. So the name of this process is called what? Oxidation. So oxidation of alcohols. What is happening is that when this reacts with it, so I told you that when atmospheric oxygen reacts with an alcohol in the presence of a certain catalyst. So a catalyst should be present for this to happen. I gave you the catalyst. I even gave you the temperature that is needed for this type of a reaction to take place. So this is a sign that you people, you are not studying, because these questions are giving us tough time to answer them. I expect everyone to comment, everyone to participate in this. So what is happening is this. This is what gets to happen. You now discover that we are going to drop 1 carbon and 2 hydrogens. So carbon gone will remain with H with 1. Then the carbon that dropped here, this O, we write it here, 1 O from here, we do this, then H there, plus what? Water. This is what gets to happen. I explained this very well, very nicely, in an easy way. So this is the process. So when an alcohol reacts with atmospheric oxygen, what gets to happen is that a carboxylic acid, this carboxylic acid is formed. So this is the process. How about this one? What is the name of the process by which ethanol is produced to ethyl ethanoate? Who can tell me this? Who can tell me this? What is the process? What is the name of this process? What do we call this process? What do we call this process? So I want to see people participating. I want to see you participating. What is the process or the name of a reaction by which ethanol changes to ethyl ethanoate? What do we call that? So we go to process 2. What is the name of that process? What is the name of that process? It is called what? Esterification. Okay, this is so good. Other people, according to you, what it is. So I want to see people participating. I want to see you trying out these questions. This is how questions will be coming in your exams. So you don't expect questions outside this. It is called what? Esterification. This is very simple. Esterification. This is very simple. We are all able to get this. This is called what? Esterification. So give me 2 reactants that reacted together for this ester. You know that this is what? This is an ester. So this is an ester. So give me 2 reactants that reacted together to produce that. So 2 reactants for reaction 2. So give me 2 what? Give me 2 reactants that reacted together. 2 reactants to produce, 2 reactants that reacted together to produce what we are calling ethyl ethanoate. So give me 2 reactants that reacted together to produce ethyl ethanoate. What are 2 reactants that reacted together? Since we know that it is called esterification, and you know that esterification is a process by which an alcohol reacts with an acid, which is a carboxylic acid, to produce an ester and water. So I want you now to tell me the 2 reactants or the 2 reagents that get to produce this. Tell me an alcohol that was used and the carboxylic acid, to be specific now. Tell me the actual acid and the carboxylic acid that was used to produce ethyl ethanoate. So I'm waiting for you people to comment. I'm waiting for you people to comment. So we are just revising through. We are revising through. So you can write this as question 2. This was question 1. So we are revising through. So I want you people to participate, to be participating. Ethanol and ethanoic acid. Okay, this is so good. How about you? Other people, what do you think is the answer? Ethanol and ethanoic acid. So what do you think is the answer here? Ethanol and ethanoic acid. Okay, this is so good. So let me see if you've got the same answer. Comment that answer. Ethanol and ethanoic acid. Okay. Ethanol and ethanoic acid. Okay. So I want to see people. Okay. This is the same answers that we are getting, everyone. Okay. This is so good. Have you seen? So when ethanol reacts with ethanoic acid, what is produced is ethyl ethanoate. This is what is produced. So this is what you need to know. This is something you need to get and understand. So these are things that you need to know. This is what you need to get. Have you seen the same way we are answering these questions together? This is how you are supposed to answer them. So this is how you are supposed to answer them. This is how you need to get and understand them. So make sure that you understand this. Make sure that you know this particular question. So make sure that you know this. Make sure that you understand this. This is something that you need to know. This is something you need to get and understand. So the other question, we are going to answer it together. So another question, this is a question I know that you may not answer it. So it is saying now, draw the structural formula of a ethyl showing all the bonds. They are telling you that you now draw the structure for this one, ethyl ethanoate. They want you to draw a structure. So before we even draw a structure, I want somebody to give me what is the correct formula. What is the correct formula for ethyl ethanoate? What is the, before we even draw the structural formula, what is the correct chemical formula for ethyl ethanoate? You need to be very fast on this. So what is the correct chemical formula for ethyl ethanoate? You can type this, then I'm going to help you with the structural formula now. What is the correct chemical formula? So what is the chemical formula for this one? What is the chemical formula? So who can tell me the correct formula for this? Give me the correct chemical formula for this one. What is the correct chemical formula? So I'm waiting for you people to comment. You just need to be very fast. So I can see somebody has written this. We are yet to confirm. This COOC2H5. Somebody has typed something like this. Somebody has typed this. Okay. According to you, so this is so good from Mr. Danny. Okay, this is so good. So CH5COOO. Okay, same answer. This is so good. I'm happy to see this. People are able to write this. So you need to be very fast in this. We covered this. So you just need to make sure that you know this. According to you, what is the correct chemical formula for ethyl ethanoate? I showed you in my previous lessons, I've been laboring on how to come up with esters, how to how this gets to happen, the things that you are supposed to know, how this gets to happen. So another person, only two have commented this, and I can see a good number of you watching. So what is the correct chemical formula for this? The correct chemical formula. So by now, you just need to master that. You know, okay, you take ethanol, okay, ethanoic acid, you wake them out. So have you seen? So this is the correct chemical formula. So if you didn't know, at least you've known today that this is the correct chemical formula for what? Ethyl ethanoate. This is what you need to get and understand. So this is ethyl ethanoate. How do we now write the structural formula for this? So structural formula, you know that what you are going to be given. So what you are going to be given is that you've got one carbon surrounded by 3 atoms of hydrogen. One carbon surrounded by 3. 1, 2, 3. You do this. Then you go to this one. We've got a double bond there like this. Double bond. Then you do this. Then you've got 2 carbons surrounded by 5 hydrogens. Like this. Like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. You are done. So this is the structural formula. These things, I'm very sure I taught you this and you are able to answer them. If you are forgetting these, then you need to make sure that you go through them. You need to make sure that you understand them. Make sure that you get and know these particular questions. So this is what you are supposed to know. This is what you need to get and understand. So these are good questions that you need to know. These are good questions that you are supposed to understand. So now we now go to the last part. We now go to the last part of this particular question. We now go to the last part. So the last part that I want you people to know is that if a question was to come, let's say, let me just make a question. Like they tell you that what physical property of ethyl ethanoate distinguishes it from other compound. So what property can you say that this one has that gets to differentiate it from other compounds? How did you know that there is a double bond? These things we know from what? Carboxylic acids. So it is building up from somewhere. They are what we call carboxylic acids. So we are building up from somewhere. Carboxylic acid, the functional group for carboxylic acid, there's what we call a carboxyl. So what you need to know is that you've got something like this, C, then a double bond here, then you've got something like this. This is what gets to happen. You've got something like this under what? Carboxylic acid. So this is coming from somewhere. And whenever you've got, this is a double bond, O is appearing twice. So which means there is a double bond. But this is coming from somewhere. From what? Carboxylic acid, from carboxylic acid to this. This is where these are coming from. So we get to know that there's a double bond from a carboxyl group. This is a carboxyl group, which is something like this. You know that every carboxylic acid, it must have something like this. So this is how we get to answer them. As long as you know that, okay, there is double O here, just know that this is a double bond that is existing. And this is how you get to write that double bond like this. This should be present. So what distinguishes this compound from other compound? Who can tell me the answer? What distinguishes this one from other compound? So what distinguishes this one from other compound is that this one, it has got a what? A sweet or pleasant smell. So it has got a sweet or pleasant smell. This is what you are supposed to understand. Smell like this. So this is a property that gets to distinguish this from other compounds. It is that it has got a what? A sweet or a pleasant what? Pleasant smell. So this is where we are going to end from. This is where we are going to end from. Thank you so much for watching. Those of you that are going for work, those of you that are going to school, think we've revised through 1 or 2 questions. Those of you that wants to join us, this is the number to contact. You contact me on this number and I'll be there to help you. This is my contact. I help you with the chemistry, mathematics, and physics, biology, those subjects. So this is what we are supposed to know. No, it has a double bond. It cannot be the reason, because even carboxylic acids have double bonds. Even alkenes have got a double bond. So, but this one is no organic compound has got a sweet or a pleasant smell than an ester. So this is the property that gets to distinguish these things. So this is what you are supposed to know. These are things that you need to get and understand. So we are going to end here. This is where we are going to end from. Thank you so much for connecting. May you have a wonderful day. We've revised through 1 or 2 questions that you are supposed to know. So even as we get to revise through, make sure that you are writing down these questions, because questions will just come like this in an exam. So have a wonderful day. Don't forget to share this video and don't forget to like. I believe we've all liked the video. So let's make sure that we like and share. Thank you so much.